Howdy, partner. Jeff and Steph's
Excellent adventure.
We are in.
Tombstone, Arizona.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this place is awesome. So we are going to do a trolley tour today of the historic places and Boothill Cemetery. And we're also going to see the Corral gunfight.
How great is that going to be?
It's going to be awesome.
Now it really feels like we've gone back in time.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. And when in Rome?
Ma'am?
So we got our Western on today for this. It's going
right.
to be a lot of fun.
That's right.
Let's do this.
Are we packing guns?
Oh, no.
No guns today. Okay. So we won't join the
Yeah, we're not going to be involved
and alter
in
history
No.
in any way, shape, or form.
No.
Okay?
Let's do it.
Let's check it out. Oh, yeah.
So we are doing the old Tombstone trolley tour, and we purchased the Wyatt Earp combo with the gunfight at the Corral. Here's our trolley. So we're on our trolley right now, and we have a 30-minute tour of Tombstone and Boothill Cemetery. Tickets for the trolley tour and the Corral gunfight were $15 per adult.
Good deal.
Yeah. Let's do it. This is the Tombstone Courthouse. Beautiful.
Follow that wall all the way down, the back wall, and follow back to the back side, down to the front, and like that.
This is the first non-Catholic church in Arizona, St. Paul's. This is the Buford House, one of the most haunted houses in the United States. This is the Gunfighter Hall of Fame, and it's a museum, and it's owned by a private collector. How many did he say?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, he has like 53,000 different relics of guns and special things that have been used in Old West movies and by the original owners. This is the Rose Tree Museum, and it is home to the world's largest rose bush. We were told that last year it had over 2 million blooms in it, and Guinness Book of World Records still.
You don't see this every day.
So do you know where we are, Stephanie?
We're at Big Nose Kate's Saloon.
Do you want to know who she is?
Yes,
Did you see Tombstone?
I did.
Doc Holliday's girlfriend,
Lady friend.
lady friend, common law wife they now call her,
Yes.
was Big Nose Kate.
Yeah.
And she was in the movie with Doc Holliday.
And this is her original saloon. It has a lot of the original stained glass still in it, and we're going to show you inside right now.
And this is the place where the whole gang got together. before they headed out to the OK Corral for that fateful day.
Yes, super cool.
Partner. So do you know what this building is right here, Stephanie?
I kind of do. Yeah, it's famous.
You're looking good.
Hey, thanks. I feel good.
How am I looking? Pretty good.
You look
Anyway,
good.
this is the place where Virgil Earp was shot by would-be assassins
Yes.
and lost the use of his arm.
Yeah, and he was ambushed, and he was up here on this balcony, and he was shot from this side of the street where we're standing.
Darn those bad guys.
Yes, so this is a really cool place. The fun thing about Tombstone is it's all still dirt roads and all the authentic old buildings, and you really feel like you're part of the experience when you're here.
Hey, Stephanie,
Yes.
you know what it's time for?
What?
A Jeff and Steph spin.
I think it is time for a spin.
Let's do this.
Check this out. Here is the famous and original Birdcage Theater.
How
We're
famous is it?
Pretty famous. They
Really?
did lots of performances here.
Okay, so say it's the mid to late 1850s and you're in here at the Birdcage
Yeah,
watching a show.
yeah.
Do you know what you do if you really like the show? Do you know
What?
what we used to do? We clap, don't we?
Yeah, we clap.
Do you know what they used to do back then?
No.
They shoot their guns up into the ceiling.
Woohoo!
You know what happens if you didn't?
Love
I know it.
Cowboys.
Do you know what happens if you didn't like it?
What?
You shoot your gun down into the ground.
Uh-oh.
Do you know what happens if it was awful? The
What?
worst that could possibly
I
be.
can't imagine worse than shooting off your gun. What?
You shoot the actors.
Yep.
That's what we heard.
Yeah, our tour guide just told us that actors and actresses were shot here because the performance was terrible. Boom.
Curly-Bill brochures every other Western legend that walked the dusty streets of Tombstone. The Birdcage Theater is the only original building left on Elm Street from 1881. All the rest of the buildings up and down the street was either destroyed
They
or
have these historical markers here along the main street of Tombstone, and it shows you where people were killed. And here is Curly Bill's, where he killed Marshal Fred White here. This building is the famous Crystal Palace, and this was Wyatt Earp's first job as a dealer, and he worked here at the Crystal Palace. This is the Good Enough Mine, and it's one of the main silver mines here in Tombstone, and they do tours in here. This is the original old Tombstone Railroad Depot and Station, and now it's home to a library. Yikes. You got your own coffin. It says killed in 1881. Now we've done it. We're in jail. Darn it, Jeffy. At the big gunfight show.
Till he gets around to picking her up. Nobody shoots him.
Hold on. Nobody's ever killed him before? Oops. It was a fair fight, right, folks?
Right? It was a fair fight, but I'm sure you wouldn't mind spending a few days in my jail.
How few?
About 30.
30?
You know, until the circuit judge comes back into town. Then I'll see what I can do about getting you a fair trial on this minor accident.
If I reach straight one now, boy. Oh, hey. Are you trying to kill me?
That is the general idea.
I don't like that. Come on! There you are.
Hey, Ringo!
Hey, shoot me with a cannon?
I thought he would never shut up.
This is now the Tombstone Visitor Center, but back in the day, it was a bank. It was the first bank in Tombstone, and then later in the early 1900s, it was switched to a hospital, and now it's a visitor center. And this is the OK Corral, made famous by the shootout at the OK Corral, which we learned wasn't really at the OK Corral at all. So this is the gunfight at the OK Corral. Murdered in the streets of Tombstone. These cowboys were killed in the gunfight at the OK Corral. Shot in the head, Frank Mclaury died instantly on Fremont Street sidewalk. Wounded, Tom Mclaury and Billy Clanton were carried into this building. Tom died in minutes, hit by a shotgun blast fired by Doc Holliday. Shot 3 times, 19-year-old Billy died more slowly, hollering in pain despite 2 injections of morphine. The following day, C.S. Fly photographed the 3 cowboys at the local funeral parlor beneath a sign that said, "Murdered in the streets of Tombstone." Hundreds of residents followed the cowboys to their final resting place in Boothill Cemetery.
So despite local legend and Hollywood and all those things that's always told us about the OK Corral, it didn't
Yeah.
actually happen there.
Yeah.
It happened out on the street.
Yeah, so the OK Corral is right here behind us, and the actual murder happened right here where this road is behind us.
Right on the street.
Yeah, it's on the corner of Fremont and 3rd Street. Pretty interesting information.
Right?
So after the shootout, the 3 men were taken here to the Harwood house. This beautiful building was the marshal's office. Hi, so guess what's behind us right here?
What is it, Stephanie?
This is Wyatt Earp's house.
Sweet.
Yeah, isn't it awesome?
It's for sale.
It's for sale,
That doesn't seem like something they would preserve.
right? Yeah, we pulled up on Wyatt Earp's house and there's a for sale sign. So out of curiosity, we had to look it up and see what they're asking for Wyatt Earp's house.
$620,000
$620,000 for this little house.
on a nice quiet street.
It's a very busy street, but it's so cool.
There's a nice statue over here. Should we go look at
Yeah,
it?
let's go check it out.
Check that out.
Here's the man, the myth, the legend himself. It's a beautiful bronze statue here next to the Wyatt Earp house. And now we're back at Boothill Graveyard. It is $3 a person to go through the cemetery.
Okay, so we made it to the Boothill Cemetery.
Boothill Cemetery.
We're
right
still
here.
alive.
Yes. And my favorite sign now today was the sign on the door here to the entrance. It said, "No guns allowed. We already have enough people here." I love it.
Boom.
So we're gonna check out some of these headstones. They give you a nice map when you come in, and they highlight the famous people buried here, people involved in the Tombstone,
McLaury brothers.
yeah, the Mclaury brothers. So we're gonna go
The sheriff.
check this out right now.
Let's do it.
Here's the headstone of Billy Clanton, Frank Mclaury, and Tom Mclaury. Murdered in the streets of Tombstone, 1881.
And the gunfight, the OK Corral.
So this one's kind of special. It says, in memory of Frank Bowles. As you pass by, remember that as you are, so once was I. And as I am, you soon will be. So remember me. Pretty cool. Some of these tombstones are a little comical even. This one says, Rook, shot by a Chinaman. There are a lot of headstones here marked unknown also. This is a famous grave. Here lies Lester Moore. 4 slugs from a 44, no less, no more. They sure had a sense of humor. This gravesite says Kansas Kid, cowboy killed in stampede. This is the gravesite of John Swain Slaughter. He was born in 1845 and was a former slave who came to Tombstone in 1879. Pretty cool. I love the history at these places.
It's 100 years old.
Yeah. So back in Tombstone in the day when the cemetery was started or erected, they weren't so PC as we are today. The headstone behind us just says 2 Chinese.
Nobody knows.
This one says Will DeLogue killed while playing cards, 1883. This is a famous gravesite of Marshal Fred White, 1880. It's decorated with all sorts of money and gifts left behind in honor. This one's another famous tombstone. Headstone. It says, here lies George Johnson hanged by mistake in 1882. He was right, we was wrong, but we strung him up and now he's gone. Wow. So Tombstone was epic today. What'd you say?
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Got to see a gunfight.
It's one of our bucket list places.
Yeah, for
right?
sure. We've been wanting to come here for a long time.
Yeah.
So if you're down in southern Arizona in the desert, southwest area, this is definitely a cool place to stop. There's so much to do. We've been here all day and we haven't seen half of it. This can definitely be a multi-day trip.
And everything's so well preserved here. It's
yeah,
just like
for sure.
They haven't really had to do much to preserve it because I think the sun pretty much preserves it.
And this is fun for everyone, every age. And there's so much to do and see, and everything's historical. Everything, you know, is marked, and there's signs, so you can really see all the famous things you've read about or heard about in movies. It's a great time.
Yeah, good time to be had by all.
Yeah. So don't forget, like and subscribe to Jeff and Steph's Excellent Adventure. Yeah, we'll bring you some more fun things shortly.
See you guys next time.
Stay tuned. Safe travels.